Frederick Valentich, a pilot who vanished mysteriously over the Bass Strait. On October 21, 1978, Frederick Valentich took off from a quiet airstrip in Melbourne, Australia. 47 minutes later, he was gone. His final radio transmission would baffle investigators and send shivers through anyone who heard it. His last words, "It's not an aircraft." Frederick was a 20-year-old with a dream of becoming a commercial airline pilot. He was enthusiastic about flying, although had a few setbacks. He wasn't at the top of his class. In fact, he twice failed all 5 commercial license examination subjects. Not long before his disappearance, he failed 3 more. He had enlisted twice in the Royal Australian Air Force, RAAF, but was rejected because of inadequate educational qualifications. He was a member of the RAAF Air Training Corps, though, and was determined to have a career in aviation. He had some incidents while flying. Once he flew into a controlled zone, and another time flew into a cloud. He was passionate and fascinated by the unknown. He was a true believer in UFOs, often talking to friends and family about aliens and the possibility of life beyond Earth. He voiced concern that someday he may be abducted. Just a few days prior to this flight, he talked with his girlfriend, worried that a UFO might take him away. At 6:19 p.m. on October 21st, Frederick took off from Moorabbin Airport in a rented Cessna 182L on a 125 nautical mile training flight. The Cessna 182L is a light plane, reliable, and perfect for training. Frederick had about 150 hours of flying time and held a Class 4 instrument rating, which authorized him to fly at night, but only in good weather conditions. This was a solo night flight. He was heading to King Island, a flight that would take him over the Bass Strait, a notoriously turbulent body of water between mainland Australia and Tasmania. He told some he was headed to King Island to pick up friends, and told others he was going to pick up crayfish. Both stories were untrue. Frederick had also failed to notify King Island Airport of his plans to land there, which was unusual. The weather was clear, the wind was calm, but the Bass Strait has a reputation. It's a place known for strange sightings, aircraft vanishings, and unexplained events. At approximately 7:06 p.m., Frederick radioed Melbourne Flight Services. This is part of that conversation. "Melbourne, this is Delta Sierra Juliet. Is there any known traffic below 5,000? He asked this because he saw an aircraft following him at about 4,500 feet. "It seems to be a large aircraft below 5,000. It's approaching me right now." Flight Services would reply to him. Frederick continued, "It seems to be playing some sort of game. He's flying over me 2-3 times at speeds I cannot identify. It's not an aircraft." He noted that it had 4 bright landing lights. It had a shiny metal surface and green lights. "My engine is rough idling. It's hovering. It's not an aircraft." Then a scraping sound before all contact was lost. This was the last anyone ever heard from him. A massive search was launched, air, sea, and land. Search teams scoured the Bass Strait for days. Over 1,000 square miles was searched. No wreckage, no body, no sign of an aircraft. Some reports claimed an oil slick was found, but it was never proven to be from a Cessna. His flight path was confirmed. He was where he said he was, over the Bass Strait. Planes crash. Wreckage is found. But not this time. It was almost as if the plane was swallowed by the sky itself. What could have happened? An alien abduction? He described green lights on a hovering craft that had no wings. The final sound was described as a metallic scraping, by some, possibly the moment of contact. There were some reports of possible UFO sightings that night, but nothing was proven. It was also noted that there was a meteorite shower that night with 10 to 15 sightings per hour. Perhaps pilot error or deliberate disappearance. Some say he staged the disappearance. But his plane had limited range, and he had no supplies. His family just never believed he would run away. Did he get disoriented and crash? A common theory was that he became confused and plummeted into the sea. After review of the transcripts and other data, it was proposed that he may have gone into a downward spiral. This can create all sorts of visual illusions, and it could account for the rough idling engine that he reported, as the G-forces of a tightening spiral decrease fuel flow. Was it secret military testing? The Bass Strait has a history of mysterious aircraft disappearances. Could he have stumbled onto something not meant to be seen? What do we know now? Nearly 50 years later, there still is no answer. In 1983, an engine cowl flap was found washed ashore on Flinders Island. Flinders Island is approximately 219 miles from Kings Island. Was it likely that this piece of the plane could have traveled that distance? Investigation would find that that cowl flap did come from a Cessna 182. His transmission remains one of the most chilling final messages in aviation history. Was he just a young man who flew too far, too fast? Or did he become one of the few humans to make contact and never return? In 2014, amateur researchers using Google Earth claimed to see the outline of a plane off the coast, but it was never verified. So I ask you, what do you think happened that night over the Bass Strait? Was he disoriented? Did he crash? Or did he have a genuine alien encounter? Leave your theory in the comments. If you like these unsolved mysteries as much as I do, please consider subscribing, because we're just getting started.